Live from Space Station Romulus. It's after dark. Oh,
It is indeed.
I'm hearing it again. Oh, that's because I didn't mute. I didn't mute. Oh, Joel, this is a good opportunity to do a mic check. Let's hear how you
Mic check.
sound compared to
How's my
me.
mic sounding? I put a little sock
Oh, you're
over my mic.
super low.
Super low.
Can you make it closer to your face?
Yeah. Well, I don't think that's the problem. Here, let me see if I can make it. Okay. There's an input. Is it louder now? I'm unsure. Is it louder?
Ooh, it's getting better.
Okay, because there's a Google Chrome input, and I have it.
Yeah.
Let's see. Okay. Okay. Because I don't think it's actually further away than it used to be. There is a sock now, so.
Now you sound
Okay.
like you sound equalized now. All
Okay.
right.
Excellent.
We're live.
Hello, audience. Welcome to the mic check.
We're back. Oh, I gotta be on this side. I like being like
There you
not
go.
on the
Yeah,
side that you
you
expect.
get used to these things. It's true.
You get used to these things. Like I like to be on the bottom. When there's like more.
Oh my.
When there's more than two people on that.
Well,
kind
it's
of thing.
hard to. Because if you're alone, is it really? Because then you're both. You're versatile if you're alone, I guess.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. Well, I mean, now I'm to the right. I'm on your right.
It's true.
Wait, am I on the right or am I on the left? I'm on the right. You're on the left, like the
Yeah.
Captain
On the screen.
Captain
you're on the
America
right.
on your left.
That's right. I'm not gonna run though. I'm sitting. I did my 10,000 steps today at work, so we're all good.
It's been quite a minute since we last hung out. How long was it? Like how long
Well,
ago?
no, we did the Vegas thing. The After Dark's been a while, but we're at the STLV wrap up. But
that was fun. That was a fun little wrap up. I felt like there wasn't enough time to go over everything.
We could have done it for. We could have done 4 hours, but I don't know who wants to watch that. I would.
What was it like? 2
I
hours?
would do it.
Was a 2-hour show.
Oh my god, yeah. I watched about. I don't know if you watched any other wrap ups from other people.
I didn't yet, but I
like,
have a list. Who's the next one I should watch?
The Trek Culture one.
Oh yeah, I did see a little bit of that. That's good.
Yeah, I got to meet Sean and Ellie. They were wonderful.
Yeah. They are wonderful. Not were. They are. They're still wonderful.
Well, they were wonderful in Vegas. They are wonderful in all things. I'm getting dramatically weird, but
no, it's you're correct. I was just being cheeky because I've already had a couple sips of the liqueur.
Special water. Yeah.
So tonight I wanted you to see my banner, but now that we're live, you can't see it. But the title of the show. The title. Oh, hold on, maybe I can.
Did you post it on Twitter? I go look, but
no, I like it. It disappeared. The banner disappears, but I'll just show it to you here. Hold on. I'm really happy about this one. I don't know why. I think it's funny.
Because it's good, probably. That's what I think.
I don't know. It might be good. It might not be. But you're definitely gonna be the deciding factor on it. Let's see here. All right.
Warp me.
Hit me with your best shot. It's Alien Bajor and
I like it. No, it's good.
Alien Bajor, right? Like, that's the next one. We got Alien Romulus. Now we're gonna get Alien Bajor.
That's right.
Then we'll get Alien Tellar Prime.
Yeah, because like Cardassians are almost kind of reptilian anyway. So then
yeah, it's true. Alien Cardassia Prime would be. How would the Star Trek universe deal with aliens? Like, do you think what do you think would happen if those suckers got loose?
Oh, it's a lot like the Borg. They could deal. It would be sad, but
I have so many
because the Borg are almost faster at taking over populaces.
But like, if an alien if a face hugger got into a Borg, what kind of product, because they like evolve out of
that is the question.
Yeah. Like what? That would be really cool if someone did like xenomorphs that were different Star Trek species. Like
that was that abandoned comic, right? Aliens.
There's like Alien versus Star Trek.
I'm pretty sure Aaron Harvey did some covers for him. It was never released.
I do remember that.
But yeah, he showed us some images. It was like years ago. But
that's right.
It looked amazing, of course, because it's two great things. But yeah, our questions will never go answered. Who would be the canon?
What species in Star Trek would make the best xenomorph? Do you
Mugatus.
think?
Maybe
That'd
white
be cool,
and
like a furry
hairy.
white,
Yeah,
a
and then
furry
have they already
white.
have horns and stuff.
But
And
they,
then
yeah, they would have like a
oh, like
big
the alien
pronounced
head,
horn.
but with a horn. And then
Oh my god, should I whip out like my drawing
oh
tools? We should try
my,
to draw like this creature, right? Do we have time to do that?
we have no one else here yet. So
That's true. Make it
yeah,
show. I'm gonna go get
just
my.
yeah, you keep doing that, and we'll force other people to come on because they're like, we're so sick of Sohail doing this. We're gonna come
Hold on, I'm
on
gonna
and
go
talk
get.
over him.
I gotta
I
draw. I'll go.
okay,
I'll be
I
right
will
back. I'm gonna go
continue to
get this
talk.
thing.
Okay, so Sohail is gonna draw my genius thought of what if Facehugger got onto Mugatu and created a hybrid Mugatu xenomorph. Well, Xenogatu? Mugatu morph? I'm workshopping this. Let's see here. What else could we call it? Do, do, do. Mugatu morph. I did that one. I don't know. I guess the names are okay. But I think, yeah. If a xenomorph with a little white furry, in case it gets cold, I definitely think that's something we could all get behind. Yeah. What other Star Trek aliens? I mean, a Gorn, of course, would be obvious, but it's already like it wouldn't look that different. And little baby Gorns are kind of like different versions of face huggers, except they don't need to go on your face; they just jump on you. And so, I guess, yeah, I guess maybe in Strange New World season 3 we'll see what happens. No, we won't see what. Well, yeah, we might see what happens with some Gorn babies, making bigger Gorn and people.
I feel like the new Gorn are basically
They're really
updated
pulling heavily from xenomorphs.
from this. Yeah. Ooh. Okay. Now I've got the power. Let me pull
The
up my
Bawa.
sketching here. Can you still hear me? All right.
I can hear you. Yeah, you sound fine.
All right. Let's pull up. We're gonna just draw in Photoshop today. It's easier.
Yeah, you just gotta
Let's
whatever's fastest.
let's see. How do I do this?
Yo.
So you haven't seen Alien Romulus yet.
Not yet.
What are your? I'm curious what your expectations are of it.
I don't trying. The last few were really all the Alien movies since Aliens have told you, keep your expectations low. You might be okay then, but hello, boat wreck.
Hey, Boatrek. It's good that you're drunk. That's part of the show.
I'm getting there. Oh, he saw
I,
Alien Romulus.
oh yeah, cool. What'd you think of it? I saw it tonight too. What'd you think
Well,
of it, PJ? But
my
anyways, carry
favorite
on with your expectations of it.
Alien is absolute classic. Aliens is another absolute classic, but in a different kind of genre because it's more of a sci-fi. It's a war movie, really. That's what I always consider it.
You think of it? Oh yeah, I guess you could think of it that way.
Uh, it's structured that way. I mean, the plot isn't necessarily like that, but it's structured that way, and then it has the whole war movie, people sacrificing themselves, and it's got all that stuff. But then all the rest of the movies are just like there's parts that are good, and then yeah, then there's kind of always just kind of like eh. My favorite follow up to Alien and Aliens are the Dark Horse comics from the 90s. I just thought those were just so
Oh yeah,
amazing.
I remember like the artwork on those.
It's the plots too, and like the world building. Like they had um, the what do you call it? The uh, the, the guys in the spaceship from Alien, they look like elephants. Uh, they had all this lore about them, and it was so interesting. And then yeah, it
All
wasn't as
right, so
good in the movies. Okay, here was the drawings.
stop. PJ says. So by the way, spoilers for Aliens. You don't mind, right, Joel?
It's fine.
It was an okay slasher, more style over substance. Stop resurrecting dead actors. It's weird. Oh wait, is Ian Holm dead? Did he die? He died.
I think he
Bilbo
did.
Baggins died?
Wait,
Oh
I
my
don't
gosh,
remember.
I didn't realize. Well,
Let's look that up.
if that's the case, I hope his family's getting
Well, he
lots of
certainly
money for
doesn't
that.
look like he did in those movies.
No, I know
Oh,
that.
he did die in 2020.
Oh shit.
I
Jesus.
forgot that.
We're crying in the night. Yeah, I agree with PJ. Stop resurrecting dead actors. They could have had the other so yeah, a little spoiler. Uh Ian Holmes android makes a cameo in the film.
But he doesn't have to be a spoiler. You could just say a version, because there's a line of
Yeah, it's true, a
androids.
version of it, but like they
So I
use
won't
the
even know.
same. But there was no reason to do that. I agree with PJ on that one. You could just have
That
easily
yeah,
gotten
just
like
to
a
pick a
new,
different android, just a
yeah,
slightly different model.
like the main character android in this was pretty good. So what we're doing is here's the so Alien plus Star Trek Xenomorphs. Oh, morph. Is it PH? I think so.
Yeah, it
Okay.
is.
Xenomorphs. Okay, so
I remember buying in like the early '90s. I bought in the early '90s. I'd always go to Star Trek conventions and buy weird bootleg crap in the vendors room because you couldn't get it on the internet. And I bought a
first,
copy of William Gibson's original Alien 3 script.
first let's do a Mugatu study real quick. I need to see a picture of a Mugatu first. Hold
Yeah.
on, let me see. I have a shirt with a Mugatu
Hello,
on it, but
Joanne.
Joanne, do you want to come on and hang out with us and watch me draw a Mugatu alien xenomorph?
Yeah, we're drawing and recruiting to be on screen because it's just the two of us and it's lonely.
Yeah, I mean we don't mind being like just the two of
No,
us,
it's
but it'd be
fine.
nice to
But
have
I'm
like.
trying to. I'm just doing my recruiting spiel here.
Oh, gotcha. I gotcha. Ooh, you know what?
You
I'm gonna
play
use
it up.
the lower
Oh yeah,
decks version.
yeah. I would use that. It's fun.
Oh, and this is a good one too. This is a good reference because it's the angry version.
Not the one who
Let's
likes to
see.
watch.
I think it is the one that I like to watch.
He's less angry though.
Let's see here. Copy image. Let's see. We're gonna paste it over here. All right. So that is
Okay, your reference.
my reference. So I'm gonna put
Here we
that
go.
up there, and then I guess I'll need a xenomorph reference,
That's
like
a
a
lot. There's
classic.
so many. Yeah.
There's like the word. There's a combination of a human and an. Have we had like in the previous Aliens a human alien combination? Was that Alien 3? I forget.
Well, no. Alien 4 Resurrection has all those weird varieties that are in like glass tube
Did I not
things.
see? Oh, I did see that. That's
You
Winona
probably
Ryder,
forgot
right?
it. It's mostly forgettable. It's mostly known because Joss Whedon wrote the script.
Oh, okay, but that's the one with oops.
Hi, Arthur.
He's like hi and bye. That's the one with Winona Ryder, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay, I
It
did see
has.
that
I
one.
mean, they all have some good parts, but then like, parts of it.
All right, let's
Are,
grab a nice xenomorph here.
and it's also weird too because there's so many alien knockoffs that kind of do the half human, half alien looking thing almost closer than Alien ever does. Like Species and like all those movies that are like almost alien but not quite.
All right, here's a xenomorph reference.
Ooh, it's a running one, yeah.
Yeah.
I do love. Have you ever seen the pictures of the close-ups of some of the? Because they had like more than one mask in the first Alien, and some of them, the heads are actually clear, and there's like a skull. There's a human skull in it, but you
Oh.
can barely see it in the movie because of the lighting. But once you know about it and you go back and watch, you can tell which head they're using because there's more than one in different shots. It's
Well,
really
we
amazing.
finally see what would happen. Like, so the Utah. Okay, so Alien Romulus, the Yutani Weyland Corporation, basically went back to the Nostromo's wreckage and pulled one of the xenomorphs that had cocooned itself. Interestingly enough, to I guess try to survive in space, and
Yeah.
so taking that alien onto this base called Romulus. The base is actually called Romulus Remus. So half the base is Romulus, half the base It's like a space station. The
Is
other one's
Ron
called
Perlman
Loomis.
there?
No, but they must be
Oh, they
like Star
couldn't
Trek
afford Ron
fans.
Perlman. It's true.
They must be Star Trek fans. So we're gonna put like a horn here, like a big kind of horn, and then we're gonna like make a xenomorph kind of head. Let's see. Let's see what we can do. Let's see. And we're gonna like
They're such
give
weird
him
skulls to draw because you don't have the eyes that you normally would use as a reference for the rest.
right. But should we put eyes on this because it's a Mugatu xenomorph?
You can.
Let's see. All right, we're gonna do some like angry, beady eyes. It immediately looks weird when you put.
I know because they never regular ones don't have eyes. I can't remember all because there's so many of those weird ones in the background in Resurrections that I don't even remember them all. But and I have not
Let's
seen
see,
that
so
movie since the '90s, probably.
it would actually have like a fur head, right? So everything would be
I
fur,
think it would be a little, yeah, the
except for like
Mugatu-ness.
right around here. Yeah, so it would be furry like that, and then furry arms.
You know what that kind of looks like now?
What does it
Mark
look like?
Twain alien. The white fur is a beard.
I say we can figure out everything with the
Would you like to hug my face? I would like to hug
your
yours.
face. Jan says I'm in bed and I have to get up early tomorrow. Maybe next time. All right, no worries. I mean, I know we're on late, but hopefully you enjoy the. Hopefully we don't keep you up too late,
We
or
will
maybe.
send you off to dreams of Mugatu xenomorphs. Little, because
So,
they're fuzzy and you can hug them and they're all warm and then they kill you. But
so is this kind of like looking like a Mugatu kind of
yeah,
xenomorph? Is
I
that
see that. Do you ever seen one of those? I saw the alien queen from Aliens at the museum in Seattle. Did you ever go see that when
I
you lived there?
did. I
God,
think
that thing
she
was.
was. I don't know if she was there or not. I don't remember
Well,
actually. But
I'm
I
sure
didn't
the
see
stuff
her, I
came in
guess.
and out
Yeah.
of that because it was all Paul Allen stuff, right? That's right.
Yeah.
He owned a crap load, but that thing was amazing to see. It was really dusty. I remember that. Which, I mean, what are you gonna do? But God, it was
Like they
huge
don't
and
dust it. Is it made out of like the same stuff that's gonna like eventually disintegrate,
no,
like
I don't think
what
it's
they
not
make the gremlins
latex.
out of and stuff?
It's not the
Latex. That's
latex
it.
base like the Chewbacca mask and all that stuff. That's more latex based. This was I don't remember what it was, but it's some kind of hard plastic or resin. It looked like it would last. It's that soft stuff that was just that doesn't last because it's made of so much latex in it.
All right. Here's my
He needs a tail.
xenomorph. He does. It's
Oh,
like
I see.
swinging around
Just I
back there.
can't
Yeah.
see it coming out.
I have it
Okay,
swinging from
I
here.
see.
It's an
I get
awkward
it.
tail.
That was
Maybe
my
you can
fault.
have two tails.
Why not?
This is like the worst drawing of an alien xenomorph. I'm gonna
But
try it
it's the
again.
only alien xenomorph Mugatu drawing I've ever seen, so it's therefore the best one I've ever seen.
It's a Zegot. What did we come up with? A, mu- a Mugatu morph? A Xenomugatu? Xenogatu? I can't remember.
Xenogatu, uh,
I don't have to do
Mugatumorph
this, but for some reason it's satisfying to erase it like if you're actually like erasing
with
a
like a
drawing
pencil.
like a pencil. Yeah, I don't know why.
You got to blow on the screen to get rid of all the things you created. Then
That's true. All right, let's try this again. Let's try a little finer, maybe pencil. I think pencil tool works really good. Okay, let's try this again. All right. So,
you've had your sketch. Okay, yeah.
so now we're gonna have like okay. So we're gonna try. Pencil doesn't look like pencil. It looks like pen, like a thin line pen. It's really weird.
Yeah, it's not really pencily, but oh well.
All right. So okay. So we're gonna do a more traditional skull here. The xenomorph skull is supposed to have a phallic look to it, which is interesting,
Oh god, yeah.
but it's
Because
kind
it was
of
the juxtaposition of the super phallic alien and Sigourney Weaver wearing the world's smallest panties in Alien. So
I forgot about that. All right, so now I'm making it look furry by like kind of doing these sketchy lines like
Yeah,
this.
I think it's coming off pretty good.
All right, I don't know if I'm gonna give him eyes this time.
Try it without. You can always add them later if you want.
That's true. So wait, going back to your expectations for this film, so you said kind of like keeping them in check. I think it's a
Yeah,
good idea.
I don't. I mean, all the visuals I've seen on the trailers, they look amazing. So it's like, well, it'll be cool visual stuff. And there's off some of the set design looks. It calls back to the old ones, which look amazing. So
It looks like it
that
takes
part is
place
going to be
in.
good.
It definitely looks like it takes place in the correct universe. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you
Like,
can tell that from the art direction. Yeah.
yeah, it fits perfectly. So, like, what's interesting to me is that like Blade Runner and Alien are supposed to take place in the same universe, right? Weyland Yutani Corporation
That's
exists in both. Is that
sort of
right?
retcon that was never really in the movies,
Oh, I got it.
but then that name and then endless fan theorizing in the 90s
Yeah.
when we didn't have much of this.
So we got to give him like a broader. I feel like if he's Magatu, I've got to give him like a broader, kind of back, maybe.
Yeah, not a little skinny boy like the Xenomorph.
Yeah. Yeah. So then lots of fur over here around his like midsection, and then we can have him have like more like ape kind of like a posture, I guess. Let's
Ape shall
see.
not face hug ape. That's right.
Oh, did you see that movie by the way?
The last one? No, I haven't seen the last one.
No.
I'm so
Let's
behind in all
see.
the new movies, but
Oh, that's really interesting. Alien Earth is an upcoming TV series. Can't wait to see that. What's that about? Do you know anything about that?
I think yeah, some aliens get to Earth,
Like
which has been the
when?
long running for like 25 years or more, 30. They've been saying, "Oh, we should do that."
When does that take place though?
I don't remember. I'm sure I read. I don't remember exactly, but
I think the
I
head
don't think
needs to be bigger.
that far from that. But
Let me try erasing the head here a little bit.
I think that's another thing about a Star Trek convention in the early '90s was of a bootleg VHS copy of the Japanese laserdisc of Aliens because it had more footage. It had the hard-coded Japanese subtitles.
I was so upset to see this like thread on X/Twitter about how the DS9 Laserdisc looks better than the DVD, and we all got gypped because the all the transfers are from the DVDs and not the Laserdisc. But the Laserdisc had better like colors and stuff like that.
There are, yeah, that did happen. There was different. Uh, it looked even though they're both basically SD. Some of that stuff
But
did look better.
somehow like the Laserdisc was color corrected better or whatever, or
Yeah, or it
color
just
graded.
happened. It just worked out that way. I don't remember the reason. I saw something about that. I didn't read it too carefully because it didn't surprise me.
Oh, we gotta
Because yeah,
have
there's a
those
lot of
little.
laserdisc. People say yeah, there's like yeah, that's the best version of whatever.
I used to have Laserdisc, and it's kind of true. I feel like some of the Blu-rays don't even hold up to like the kind of experience. Not maybe necessarily the, the definition, but the on equipment back then that was HD equipment for the time, Laserdisc was superior. Like the sound, everything. It was just like
Well,
you
yeah,
could just put so much more information onto those gigantic record player sized discs
yeah.
than you could onto a smaller disc. But I think that like obviously uh, that format one compact disc format won out because it's so much more convenient,
Well, I
so to
think
speak.
laserdisc lost to VHS really, just because it was cheaper and easier.
I think Laserdisc lost to Blu-ray
Oh, it was dead
because
way before that.
no, but I think that was like the death knell because from what I remember, like video files and audio files thought that Blu-ray because of its capacity held the promise to kind of surpass Laserdisc, and it may have. It's just that I feel
Laserdisc
like
didn't last a DVD though, let alone Blu-ray.
it did. We had it at
You
the same
had
time.
them, but they weren't making new ones.
Yeah, they were. They were
They
still
were
making
in the late
laserdiscs. Yeah, there's
'90s.
over. Yeah, there was overlap for sure.
Oh, I didn't
I
realize.
feel like we were buying
I can't
laserdiscs.
remember a new blue or laserdisc since the early '90s. Of course, I was only buying VHS copies of weird Japanese ones at
There
Star
you
Trek
go. That's probably
conventions.
why.
Like I had
When
the Army of
did,
Darkness one with the hard-coded Japanese subtitles, but I didn't have the
according
actual.
to
I didn't have a
Laser,
player for Laserdisc, but
so Laserdisc was a pre-DVD home media format and debuted and stopped production in 2000, according to this thing. But I didn't remember it that way. Oh well, maybe just because we were still able to buy Laserdisc, but they were old. Maybe I don't know. I
or the
don't know. It didn't
last
feel.
little little few that came out. I'm not sure.
All right. Well, anyways, what do you think of Mugatsu Xenomorph so far here? Just without eyes, though, I don't think it can be a Mugatsu. I feel like you need the beady eyes.
Well, you're trapped there with that skull. It's hard to add eyes to that particular skull the way you
No,
have
look, I
it.
just added one.
Yeah, but it could be a tooth. Though it's not your
Yeah, it
fault.
doesn't look like
It's just the
eyes.
way it's positioned.
I think adding a horn to a Xenomorph is something that they should totally do.
Because they already have those weird back horns, like Mugatu. They're slightly. I mean, they're different, but
Look,
they have
I
lots of
think once it,
handles.
look, there you go. You just have to add a horn to the Xenomorph. I didn't even have to do all this work of
Yes, just
drawing. Like I
add a
just
horn and change the color to white, and then there you go.
Here, let me see if I can invert. Let's go.
There you go. That was a lot easier,
Like, what did I?
but
Yeah,
not as
why did I try?
satisfying.
Here, all right. Now we're gonna invert this image. Let's see, layer. Is there like
Borek is talking about wanting to see Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice. I too think that will be great.
Yeah, I'm
I
excited to
think,
see it too.
yeah. I don't trust what's his name, the director, to do much anymore.
Tim
But
Burton.
yeah, Tim Burton. But to go back on his old stuff, he can do that.
Let me find invert. Where? Oh, it's a filter. I think. Hold
Phil Treat.
on. Where is
Just
invert?
have a Dalek kill it, and it'll turn black. It'll switch. Joanne has
Joanne
never
has
seen
never
Beetlejuice.
seen
Oh my god!
Beetlejuice.
Go watch Beetle. Not now, but like tomorrow.
Look,
There we
it's
go. Mugatu. Mugatu morph.
Xenomorph. Here, let's put fur on him now. Let's see. Oh, wait. I gotta invert my brush. Invert the brush. Joanne, like, what's preventing you from seeing Beetlejuice? Just
I
out of
must have seen
curiosity.
Beetlejuice when it. I didn't see it in the theater, but when it came out on video, I think I saw it probably right away. What was that? 80, 80 whatever. 9? I don't know.
Look at all this, like, turning this into fur is fun.
Now he's warm and fuzzy. Oh, he'll curl
we
up
can
with
give
you and
we can give him pecs just like a Mugatu would have.
yeah.
And big pecs. This is my
88. Thank you,
this.
Borek.
All right, there we go. Give him a furry butt. Give him little fur underwears here. We can leave the xenomorph butt parts for his abs. There we go. Give him this little more fur over here on here. Look at this. This is like totally a xenomorph Magatu. We did it. Fur pants. There we go. We made it. Looks like we made it. Thank you to the original artist. I thought this was like production artwork, but to SYs, thank you for this cool
There is
image that I've
so
now.
much alien art out there that it's yeah.
All right.
So this is not the one who likes to watch. This is the one that likes to face hug, I guess.
This is the
But it's
face
not a face
hugger.
hugger. So that's disingenuous to say that.
It will hug your face. All right, I'm done. I'm done with the drawings. Back to the After Dark show. Hey, we got a bunch of more folks watching. So if you're around, say hi in the chat. Oh, what happened to Joel? Did I just accidentally get rid of Joel? Where'd you go? Where'd you go, bro? All right. Well, we wait to hear from Joel. Audience, what we didn't talk about oh, here he is. Cool.
I don't know what happened there.
That was weird.
We
Like, did
we
you
both
hit a
turned
button by
on my
accident?
screen. We both turned. You couldn't handle it, and then it kicked me out. I came back in. But I did everything. I shut off the VPN. I shut off the torrents, and so I should be okay. But
It was sabotage,
it
according to
was.
Joanne. Um, Beetlejuice is an odd film with intriguing scenes throughout, but an overall flimsy narrative. I mean, it's not like anything complicated. It's about like it's kind of based on that urban legend of if you say that a certain entity's name three times in a mirror.
Bloody Mary.
Yeah, it's kind of based on that. I feel like it's that kind
The
of idea.
name, but other parts are just this weird. Tim Burton just concocted like weird things. Like, okay, if there's an afterlife, but what if the afterlife was the DMV? And like,
Tim, well,
I've never seen that before. He just like combined these weird things in life, and then the idea of this afterlife and sort of traditional ghost things, like you're stuck in the house after you die. But yeah, it's kind of unique. Yeah,
I mean, it has like, or like, I think early Tim Burton when he was like still kind of building, like all of the Tim Burton films
he
feel
was
like they're
so
kind of.
good. He just wasn't.
I feel like
That's
all
my
the Tim
feeling.
Burton's early films
The early ones were
were,
amazing.
but they're establishing like a universe, like it's a shared universe of sorts. Like I don't
And
think,
his anything he helped do the art for, his very specific art style, just
yeah,
comes across even when they change it to live action. So
like a lot of his artwork resembles kind of Edward Gorey. I think is very
yes,
similar.
yes, there's a lot you can tell influenced by that a lot.
Tim Burton doesn't resonate
What are the other
uh,
really good early?
in general.
I gotta look that up.
Well, Edward Scissorhands. Joanne, have you seen Edward Scissorhands? Did you like that
That's an
movie?
amazing one too.
All right, let's switch gears real quick to a Tim Burton, uh, quick Tim Burton
I am looking him up
retros
on Letterboxd right now.
retrospective. Let's see here.
I mean, there's Batman and stuff, which is great, but doesn't quite look the same. There's little parts that do, but
I don't think there's like a single Tim Burton movie. Like I haven't seen the show. What's it called? Wednesday.
I
But I don't think
watched that
there's a
yet. But
Tim Burton movie that doesn't have like that you can't tell it's Tim
yeah,
Burton. Like you know,
well, Pee Wee's
like
Big Adventure kind of doesn't look as Tim Burton-y, like the art
no, I don't
style,
know.
but there's a lot of weirdness that's very Tim Burton in it. I mean, I love the
But
movie; it's great. But
Large Marge looks kind of like is
yes, Large Marge looks
quintessential,
a lot like
and the little
the
worms or
the
whatever that come
couple
out of
with when they're
her.
doing the
Yeah,
stretching.
that. Oh
That
yeah,
looks
yeah, that
just
too.
like Large Marge. I always
Yeah.
thought that. Yeah,
So let's see, director. Let's go to his directing. Oh, this is
Ed Wood
stupid.
was amazing,
I
but
really hate the new IMDb
well, you
so
should just use
much.
Letterboxd. Come over to Letterboxd.
I should. I should.
Get
All
a
credit.
Letterboxd account, log all your stuff.
I think I might have one. All right, going back all the way back to 1971.
Yes, Mars
The
Attacks is
alien,
also wonderful. Scott Levy in the chat is right.
is that like Scott Levy, like my pal in Las Vegas, Scott
I
Levy?
couldn't
If it
tell you
is,
that.
yo, what's up, Scott? Uh, that's cool if you're there. The Island of Dr. Agor. I didn't even know about that movie or see it. Prehistoric Caveman, never saw it. Houdini, The Untold Story, never saw it. and then Tim's Dream, a short that he directed.
The Island of Dr.
Yo, it
Agor must.
is Scott Levy.
That's a
Wow.
student film or something. It's not. They don't even have a length on Letterboxd.
Scott, no pressure, but if you want a link and you have the same phone number to come on and hang with us, you're totally welcome to. Let me know. Uh, let's see here. So, all right, not until let's get to 19. Wow. Vincent's the first one I think I ever saw. No, that's not true. Frankenweenie? Did I see Frankenweenie? No, it must have been Pee Wee's Big Adventure. It's kind of all mixed in when I
I
was a
saw
kid.
Frankenweenie, but it was much. It was later.
There can be only one. Yes, there can be only one. It's true. So okay, he did Vincent, which I never saw as a kid. I must have seen that
I saw it
older, I
later.
think.
It's very good. But
Yeah.
yeah,
I'm in bed watching X-Files and you, but thank you for the invite. Oh, nothing's changed. I love it. You're still watching the X-Files as your comfort thing. Like it's cool. And me, that's nice. Hansel and Gretel. I don't remember that one.
Hansel and Gretel. Are you sure?
Yeah. 1983 TV. Let's
Oh,
see.
okay. Those really
Oh,
early.
wow, it looks wild. This looks really bad, like
Yeah,
cable
I
access.
see the cover. It looks. Oh boy.
No, but like there's
35
still
minutes. I don't. It's not even a film.
it's totally like cable access. But
It
you can
aired
see his
once. No,
style in it,
it
which
says
is
it aired
cool.
once on the Disney Channel on Halloween '83.
Of course it did. That's right, he was like a Disney animator.
Yeah, he was, wasn't he?
Then you get Frank and Weenie. That's great.
Yes.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure, awesome movie. I used to watch that so much as as a kid. Like, we used to like
That's
we used to
that's
call kids
that's
we didn't
because you're
like
a loner,
Francis.
Dottie. A rebel.
Unfortunately, my middle name's Francis, so I also got called Francis a lot, like in that tone, like
It's because you stole
Francis.
bikes too. But
Yeah,
bike
he
stealer.
did. He did an episode of Alfred Hitchcock Presents. It's a lot more TV. Then Beetlejuice came out in '88. I didn't realize his movie after Pee Wee Herman was not until 1988, so he had a few years. That Beetlejuice was the follow up. So then he goes straight from that to Batman. I didn't
Yes.
realize Batman was before Edward Scissorhands. I always thought it was the other way around. That's weird.
No, I think
But
he
he,
was allowed that nice budget for Edward Scissorhands because of
because of Batman,
yeah, because I mean, gigantic, huge, unbelievably big.
interesting. So Joanne, if you're still around, I'm curious if you've seen Edward Scissorhands. Did she answer that question? I don't think she did.
Good night, boat wreck.
Good night, PJ. Batman Returns. Ed Wood, excellent film. I think
I
that's like
love Ed Wood.
still probably still one of his best films, if not
Oh
the
yeah,
best.
it doesn't. It's because it's not just his visual style. It leans in all the Ed Woodness and the.
Joanne, have you if you haven't seen Ed Wood, check out. You did see Edward Scissorhands. Uh, A B C D E F. That's how I'm gonna get. We're gonna grade films tonight.
Oh
Ed Wood, I think, is A plus. Highly recommend if you haven't
yes,
seen Ed Wood to see that. Then he does Mars Attacks, another, in my opinion,
I
great
do love
movie.
Mars Attacks, which it's just silly in a way that I love. I absolutely Pierce Brosnan's head. I mean, peak cinema, peak
Very
cinema.
good. B's not so bad for Edward Scissorhands. That's actually a good score, I think. A and B are
I,
acceptable.
I I could see Edward Scissorhands not being. It's not my favorite Tim Burton movie. I
Oh,
like it a
what'd you
lot,
think of
but
Sleepy Hollow? I really loved Sleepy
I went to see
Hollow.
that in the theater and I was very disappointed. It was just like
Really?
a C. I was just like, oh, that's all they did.
I thought The Horseman was really badass.
There were parts that were okay. It's not an F or anything, but I remember going with my girlfriend. We were so excited to see Sleepy Hollow because we love Tim Burton, and then it just didn't do much. Yeah, there's a
What
few good
about
visuals, and then
Mark Wahlberg, Planet of the Apes? What'd you think of that one?
I did not watch that one, and I never will.
Really?
It's an abomination. See, that's
I've
when the
only seen it
downfall
once, so
happened.
I
Because
can't
they're
really
like,
defend.
we want you to do
So
this.
wait,
Here's a boatload of money, and he's like, yeah, this is gonna be dumb. I'll do it anyway. And that was really, yeah, for Tim, things started to go downhill. I mean, I think he made good movies after that too. I'm not saying he couldn't make, but uh, yeah,
our text message audience is telling us that Ed Wood is Tim Burton's favorite of his own, if I'm not mistaken. That's sad because that's like long ago, but I think it's true. It's like the best one he's ever done.
it's hard when you're an artist, because you can just knock it out of the park when you're young, and it's not your fault that it was so great. I'm not gonna hold that against Tim Burton. That is earlier, but yeah, that Planet of the Apes just it looks so bad.
I only saw it once. I don't remember it
I
much, but
mean,
I
the
don't remember it
visuals, it
being
looked
like,
good. I mean the visuals, the apes, everything
yeah.
looked good, but it's just overall, it's just like. And then they use the ending. I know the ending, and like I've seen the ending because I saw it on TV once, like the last 10 minutes. But I was flipping channels. But
Oh, Joanne like Mars Attacks. It is really funny.
Mars Attacks is great. I mean, making a movie based on a weird bubblegum cards from the 50s, or that's smart.
Oh wait, those were bubblegum card comics? Like that's what that Mars
Yeah,
Attacks
no,
was based
it
off
was
of?
just like bubblegum cards. I think from the 50s. That's what it originally is. It's just these pictures of these weird Martians and blowing up the White House, and they recreate tons of them. But it was not a movie. It was not a comic. Obviously, it wasn't a movie, but it wasn't a TV show.
Oh,
It's from
what?
bubblegum cards. You didn't know
No
that?
way. Look at
It's sort of
I
why it's
did I
amazing.
must I must have known it
At
like
the time, you probably
at the
heard it when
time
it came out,
and
but
forgot cuz I love to like look up that stuff, but maybe I
yeah.
never do that. I don't know. I don't know. It's really crazy. But I kind of vaguely remember seeing these images. I got
I
to
think it's
share
one of those
these.
things that was probably no one enforced copyright for it, so you could buy prints of those like in the 90s before the movie came out.
I think they
It's
must
just
have had a resurgence or something because
well,
they
they
look
did,
awfully.
yeah.
I had to have seen these. They look awfully familiar. But look at this. He
Yeah,
was really. He did a good job. Like
I know. Those weird
the
looking
Mars Attack.
aliens are like that for a
They look
reason.
just like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
but I thought they were like more original, like of his creations. These are wild. Wait, is this one of them too? Hold on, this one's great. This has to be not an original? Hold on.
There's some really weird ones. I remember
This
looking
looks.
through the pictures of them online in the 90s and be like, there's
I
some
love
weird
that.
stuff. Yeah,
I love
I think that's a real one.
that. That's genius. Oh my gosh.
Mars needs women. Why? I don't know.
Text message audience says Mars Attacks has gotten better with age. I have to watch it again. I haven't seen it in like
I
a
haven't
few
seen it for a
years.
long time either. Yeah, I'm sure I should rewatch it.
I gotta find more of these cards. These are wild.
I'm sure you can find the entire set somewhere online. You can go through because there's some amazing ones, and some of them are quoted in the movie. There. I knew that when it came out. It's like, oh, I've seen that one, and like some of the big explosiony things in DC and stuff.
Oh my god, this is so good. They
And
like
I love the Martians because they're sort of like the weird
haven't you found like have you
Mugatus
ever
from. You ever seen This Island Earth?
No, I don't think I've seen that. Look, here's them destroying the White House. That's crazy.
Yeah,
They're on their like they're in their Martian house drinking Martian martinis.
it's like
I just like
mid-century modern Martian.
I have way more respect for Mars Attacks now that I like kind of have been reminded about
Yeah,
the
such a
connection to these
weird
cards. Like so good.
springboard to make a movie out.
So good. All right, Mars Attacks. Then we get Charlie and the Chocolate. Oh, sorry, Big Fish. That I thought that was a pretty decent movie, but it's very unlike him, but also very
Yes,
much
I
like
actually
him
don't
in a
think I ever
sense.
saw
Like,
the whole thing. I saw part of it. It's one of those things I saw part of on TV, so I didn't go back and rewatch it. But I liked the part I saw, and everyone says it's great. I should really watch that one.
I think this Halloween I'm gonna send some of these Mars Attacks inspired, like a Mars Attacks inspired card or something. It sounds really maybe for Christmas. The Martians invade Christmas.
Yeah. Oh,
Chelsea Boy has a gorgeous Mars Attacks inspired drag look.
that
Ooh,
would be something. Yeah, I haven't seen that.
that is cool. Let's see if we can find that.
There's a lot you could do with because you can use that as a springboard for yeah, a lot.
Let's see here. Chelsea Boy, Mars Attacks. Wow. I haven't found the Mars Attacks one, but some really great stuff here.
Oh, I'm sure there's a lot.
So after Big Fish, he does Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, which I also like. I really
I
love.
refuse to watch that one too.
Really?
They shouldn't remake that movie. The first one's perfect.
This isn't like exactly. Well, yeah, I guess it is a remake. Never mind.
And everything I
But
saw about it, I could have been convinced by people saying, "Oh no, it's good." No one said that.
I think a lot of people liked it. There's just some really good
Liked it,
humor
but
with
not
it.
like, oh, it's such a great addition to the original first movie. No one said that, but
I just think of it as like a retelling or like not
I
a
don't need
remake.
to.
But like
For me, those kind of remakes are just like, I'll wait to see what I hear because first
you should.
glance is like, I don't need to watch it.
We're gonna do a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory watch along on Star on
I'd watch it. I'm not
theater.
saying like I would never watch it,
We
but
should watch it together.
that'd be
Since you don't have
fine.
that much respect for it, like we could
I
just
don't.
you don't have to watch you don't have to watch it like dedicated, right? So we could watch it on the show. Like you can make fun of it in real time, like
Oh
your
yeah, I'm
first
sure we
viewing,
could.
right? All right, we're gonna break your Charlie and the Chocolate Factory Tim Burton cherry on not tonight. Not tonight.
No,
We're already
you can
47
set that
minutes
up,
in,
but
but yeah, we'll set that up. Oh, I was reminded that Big Fish was made after the death of his father, so that was kind of like an homage to him. That's interesting. That makes sense.
huh.
Or like just that influenced the movie because I don't think he wrote the story. I think it was based on a book, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think it was.
Corpse Bride, excellent movie.
Corpse Bride is amazing.
Did I skip Nightmare Before Christmas then? I had to have because didn't
He
that?
didn't direct that though, because
Oh, that's
it's
right. That's Henry Selick, right? Yeah, that's
yeah.
right.
People
He
always think he
produced it.
directed it because he did the obviously the
And they call it Tim
art
Burton's The Nightmare
direction, and
Before
yeah, I
Christmas,
mean he was
right?
very involved. But I wonder
I
if I
didn't like
changed this
Charlie
to
and the Chocolate Factory. Like
produce.
if I had to pick a Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, obviously I would pick the Gene Wilder one, but there's just something interesting about this one with like Johnny Depp and what's his name? Peter, not Peter Cushing, sorry.
That'd be hilarious if it was Peter Cushing. I'd watch that.
No, Saruman. What's the actor's name? Why am I blanking?
Christopher Lee.
Christopher Lee.
Peter
Thank
Cushing's
you.
other half.
Yeah, it's true. Christopher Lee, like I don't know, there's just something interesting about it. I just loved the aesthetics of the film and just the way that the kids were punished was more severe, I thought, and relevant to the time than like it kind of they were the same characters, but they had like slightly more interesting ways of being kind of
Yeah.
like like done. I don't know. We'll see when we resume for
Well, there
our
we go.
Tim Burton. We're
There
gonna
we go.
do this for Joel. That's awesome. Put it on the books, database girl. It's gonna happen. Um, then we get let's see here, Sweeney Todd. That's actually really good. I thought.
Uh, it looked good, but I just thought it. I don't know. I just I'm not in love with that music. It doesn't do much
Alice
for
in
me.
Wonderland. Boo.
Alice in
Boo.
Wonderland was the one that broke my heart.
Really?
My friend's girlfriend wanted to go see it for her birthday. We went to go see Alice in Wonderland, and I'm just like, this is just. He's not
What was going
trying.
on in cinema where like all these people wanted to make like computer generated nightmare films? Like it was really
I
weird. Like
don't.
wasn't
Well,
everything like
Hollywood and trends. You gotta jump on the bandwagon.
everything was like CGI, right? Like in those movies, like
Yeah,
the
yeah.
backgrounds were all CGI, like
Yeah, it
everything.
was.
So yeah,
It
yeah.
was
I don't
Phantom
think I would ever
Menacey.
watch Alice in Wonderland again. I wish
There's no
someone would
reason to.
do. I wish someone would do a really good
Alice in
Alice in
Wonderland, you
Wonderland.
could retell a million times because it's like,
It has
Um,
been too
I know,
retold.
and it can be, but a lot of them are just mid. I mean, I
So
really love the Disney cartoon, and I'm not
I
judging
feel
everything
like
by that,
I'm
but
having a Mandela effect moment because I didn't realize he did Dark Shadows, the film,
the
or I had
movie,
forgotten that. Yeah,
I think, because everyone just
but it's a
forgot about it.
remake of the show, right? Like Dark Shadows. Is
Yeah,
that
they
what it
kind of
is? Yeah.
condensed parts of the show, which I had seen on and off. I mean, obviously, I didn't see all of Dark Shadows. I don't know if you even can, but I'd seen some
I
of it.
must have lost track of Tim Burton around Alice in Wonderland because, like, I don't remember
Yeah, he
seeing
kind
the
of went off.
newer Killers Here with Me. I don't. The Killers. Oh, that's a music video. I didn't know he's okay. Big Eyes. I don't know what that is.
I didn't
I
see
didn't
that.
watch Mrs. Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children,
I heard some people like that.
and I did watch Dumbo, and
Eva
I did.
Green is in it, and so I will watch anything
Okay.
with Eva Green in it.
Did you watch it or you did not
I
watch
didn't
it
watch
though?
it, but I almost did because like, oh, Eva Green,
And then
she's amazing.
Dumbo, which I thought was
Dumbo is like,
actually
oh my god, the things I heard about Dumbo.
no, it was good. I thought it was
Yeah.
good.
I didn't
It made
see
me
it,
cry a
so
lot. But I'm a
I'm not.
sucker for the Dumbo story,
Well,
all like
the
the
Dumbo
cartoon.
story. I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. If I
I thought
watch the
Dumbo was
original,
alright.
yeah, I'll cry. I mean, oh my god. But and maybe I would
But
for
yeah,
this too. But
I haven't seen the show Wednesday, so that's I've got a little catching up to do on Tim Burton. Hmm. Joel, while I go and
yes,
get a refill, why don't you make it show and give us a little your thoughts on Deadpool and Wolverine? You saw it, right?
I didn't see Deadpool and Wolverine yet.
What?
No,
What's going on
I'm
here?
so I'm always so late for movies.
All
I'll get
right,
to it,
we'll
but
get back to that
it
in a
looks
second. But
wonderful, and I've seen a lot of,
uh,
you know.
uh, all right. Then let's go Rings of Power
Look, I
and give
did
us your
just
thoughts on
rewatch
this.
the trailer for this,
Yeah.
and
So start with that.
that
I'll be listening. Be
okay.
right back. Audience, ask Joel questions if you're
Ask
still
me
around.
questions.
All right.
So Rings of Power is, yeah, they're really upping what they're doing. It looks like. I mean, because the first season looked great and it was fun. It was good. It wasn't Lord of the Rings, but I mean, whatever will be Lord of the Rings again? Nothing. But the stuff with the ring corrupting the elf, that was pretty cool. And then all the stuff with Sauron in his new uh, sexy elven man form. And then we have the other, whose name I forget, the the orc guy from the first season who really hates Sauron for turning them all into orcs and treating them bad. He's gonna try and kill Sauron too. I don't know who he's teaming up with though. He's talking to someone in the trailer. Is it Galadriel? I don't remember, but and then Galadriel's in the trailer too. And they're playing with that crown. It looks like the one incorporated into Sauron's armor later. That was really interesting. So yeah, I heard that was better as a binge. I liked it week to week. I had a good time, and it was though I think I forgot. I think we discussed this like 3 months ago or something, and I was getting things mixed up because I had forgotten, but about who the wizard guy was. But
It's gonna be week to week again.
yeah, I think they're dropping the first 3 episodes at once or something stupid. It is week to week, but they're dropping the first 3 at once, which I that's too many. 2 at once is enough. Uh, I think I was just reading that today. Uh, but yeah, it starts August 29th. I think they're dropping the first 3 episodes at once, and then it's week to week after that on Prime, which is good because I don't want to binge it at first viewing. And but 3 episodes is, cause yeah, they'll probably all be almost an hour. So like, I think it should be a lot. But uh, so I'm trying to think where it will start with. Okay, we'll start with. I didn't see anything about the halflings in the trailer at all. So I don't know what they're doing with that. They must be in there somewhere. I don't know if they'll have everyone who was there before, but that one character who goes off at the end, what's her name? That woman. She must be in it too. But uh, obviously the big people are The big people, the non-halflings. I made a halfling joke accidentally. But yeah, that looks interesting. And let's see, what else was in the trailer? There was some Mordor looking stuff, but I wasn't sure if that was really Mordor or uh, just it was dark and there were orcs. 'Cause it sort of looks like Mordor if there are orcs and it's dark, I suppose. But if it's dark in the day, then it's real Mordor and not faux Mordor, which is cheaper. Joanne didn't like the Harfoots. Yeah, I can see that. I know a lot of people didn't, but there was some uh what that one actor, what, Lenny Henry, what's his name? I like
I
him.
thought the Harfoots were all right. Like, I like the idea of like kind of examining like
Parts were
the
good.
origins of the
No, if
hobbits
you're
and
left
stuff.
behind, we
But
automatically leave
honestly,
you to die.
I can't remember any of the names of the Harfoot characters, and
Yeah,
that's
there's
really
a
bad.
well, because some of them we know from the books and the movies. So it's, I mean, Gladriel, we already have, we knew that name right away, and
Right, but she's not a Harfoot. I'm talking about the Harfoots.
I'm
Like,
just talking about characters in general in the show because some of them are just
oh, the
Tolkien
elf guy you were
names.
talking about is Celebrimbor and Gladriel, and you
Yeah,
have like the main elf king, who is it?
Elfie the Elf King. No,
No, it starts with a G. Elfie the elf. Glorifindel, I think. Hold on. Let's pull up the cast. So, Rings of Power
Power.
cast. Let's see
The
here.
the weird thing about if you're left behind by the Hartford caravan, you're just left to die thing. That was just weird. I didn't understand that at all.
So you have Galadriel. You have this new character who's going to come back, who I liked, which is Arondir.
Which one's a Rondir? Elf.
Arondir's the elf guy, the elf
Oh,
dude
okay.
who
I think I know you're
has
talking
to
about that.
kill the tree, his own tree or whatever, like to sacrifice the tree, and then he like escapes and stuff. Then you have Hallbrand, who is also
Yes.
Sauron.
Yes. Yeah. But Sauron is a
Uh,
different guise here in the
Nori
show.
is the Harfoot character.
Nori,
Yeah,
yeah.
Joanne's right. Joanne's right. Arondir is hot, so Obi's hotter in season 2. I think he will be.
You have to stoke the flames to forge the rings. So
I
everyone
like
gets
Nori's.
hotter.
I like Nori's character. I thought she was. I think it's a great thing to have like a Hobbit-like character, and she captures kind of like the
Yeah.
Hobbity
Because
spirit or
she's
whatever.
like our other Hobbit heroes who are not quite a normal Hobbit, but seek a little more, like Bilbo and Frodo sought a little more than the people who just wanted to sit around and put up your proud feet and foots. And
Is
so she
Hallbrand? You're saying
continued that
Sauron?
really well.
I think it's perfect that Sauron's hot because so in
He should be. No,
Joel.
he should be.
Yeah, you know a lot about the Lord of the Rings, right?
Yeah.
You like know the Silmarillion and
I
stuff
haven't
like
read
that,
the
right?
whole Silmarillion, but I've
But you
read a
know
lot
a lot
about it.
about.
And I read
Okay.
Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit.
Yeah, because like Anatar is his elven persona, and yeah, he's
Yeah.
supposed to be really charming and beautiful. So
Which makes sense.
and
If you
hot.
can change how you look, you'd want to go for
So we have
to
the stranger who
seduce
everyone
people.
thinks is Gandalf. Do you think they're just gonna? Are they gonna
I
like still
did
keep
think
the
it was
mystery going?
Gandalf,
Oh,
but
you think they?
I
You don't think
did,
it's
but then I
Gandalf?
think maybe not, and then I they're being weird about. That's the one thing I don't like about the show is teasing Gandalf, but then maybe it's not. Maybe it's one of the wizards we don't see in a movie because we only saw what 3 in the movies, right?
Who else could it be?
Uh
It's not one of the blue wizards because they're
because there's 5, right? So we've
yeah.
seen
So
Saruman the White, Gandalf, and the one
right,
Sylvester McCoy plays in
which
Hobbit,
is Radagast.
Radagast, yeah. And then
Right.
so there's 2 more because there's 5. What I think there's 5. Where did I get? I got that from something.
Yeah, there's 2 more.
Uh,
There's the 2 blue wizards. They
yeah.
go off to the
So
east.
they should be played by former Doctor Who's too, though. That should be the rule. Peter Davidson and Tom Baker should play that.
That would be really amazing
then
if they actually did that. but I don't think that's
Paul
gonna
McGann too.
happen.
We could do Paul McGann if Tom Baker's busy. He's a very busy guy.
Paul McGann would make a great wizard. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
he's so good.
Um, you really don't think it's gonna be Gandalf? I really think it's gonna be
They're
Gandalf.
setting it up so heavy to be Gandalf that I think they're to subvert it, or they're just gonna go. No, it was. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Could be either way. Because he
Like,
looks Gandalfy from the start. That was just like, at first I thought that was Sauron. I was like, no, they're gonna really screw us up. This is gonna be Sauron, even though you think it's Gandalf. But then they didn't do that.
I'll be right back. I gotta sneeze.
Sneeze well, so hell.
As soon as I
Sneeze
said
hell.
that, I didn't have to.
Don't you hate that? And then you're like, it's gonna come soon. Oh no.
Oh,
I
some
hope
people think it's gonna be Saruman.
it could be. They're very similar looking,
Joanne
tall
thinks Joanne thinks
hair,
it could be
beard. It
Saruman.
could be. It could be.
This could be Saruman. That's interesting. I hadn't actually given that a serious thought
I
until
thought of
now.
it during with it first air, but then it left my mind probably.
It doesn't make sense putting Saruman with the hobbits,
Yeah, because he's
and then
supposed to know even
for
less
him to
about them than.
betray them later, like these small, the Harfoots, the hobbits. Like I don't
Yeah,
know, it's just, everything about him is so Gandalf.
it is. Which
Someone on
scares me because it's
Twitter,
just too on point. It's too on point for it to be Gandalf. It shouldn't be, but it might be. So,
it's a weird mechanism they're using to like unsubvert your subverted
yes, because I
expectations.
keep thinking they're going to subvert it, and then so far, they
It's
didn't.
not. Everything's pointing to Gandalf.
Because if
But his
that
awakening,
character was Sauron, that would have been amazing.
Sauron
Like for
or
him to
Saruman.
have. Oh yeah, I screwed that up. To know some hobbits, but then later, then he forgets, and then like that would have been cool. But yeah, they didn't do that.
I love now the idea of if they haven't cast the Blue Wizards for season 2 and they come out in season 3, it would be amazing if it's Doctor Who actors. I
It's a
think that'd be
tradition which should continue.
that's really good. I think like
Oh, Peter Davison and Colin Baker would be even better.
yeah, it's true. Colin
Oh
Baker
my
could
god,
do it,
Colin Baker is so fun.
but I feel like even Tom
They're
Baker could
never
do
gonna
it
do
with
that,
that.
but I would love it.
Tom Baker's getting up in the years, sadly. Uh, we also have Elendil, which is Lloyd Owen, who Joanne probably also thinks
Yes.
is hot. I think he's really hot too. Captain Elendil. Of course, we have Elrond. I don't really like this version of Elrond very much.
Not
He's
as
kind of
much, but
annoying.
it's hard to compare to. I mean,
He's nothing like the man he's going to become. He's kind of annoying.
yeah, he
Here,
is kind of
so.
annoying for sure. Which is okay to do.
Oh, and then there's Poppy. I liked Poppy a lot. I forgot about Poppy. Do you think she'll return? I think she'll return. There's
I hope so.
Marigold. They have like similar
She
like
was fun.
Brandyfoot, Proudfellow. Like they
Yeah,
they have similar Hobbit names.
yeah,
That's interesting. I forgot about that.
yeah. They
Uh,
sort of set up that naming nomenclature for the little people.
we have Queen Muriel. Now going through the characters, I'm actually getting excited about season 2 because I really liked a lot of these storylines
Yeah, I
that they
enjoyed it.
set up. Yeah, it was pretty good. His hair is slightly longer this season, and that helps. Let's see if they have promotional images for series 2 here.
Rings of
Let's
Power,
see.
longer hair, hottie. Type that in.
Season 2. Let's see here. What has Amazon put out that we can show? Oh, this is what some people thought this might be Saruman too. I forgot about this image, but here's an image from I guess the trailer. That could be Saruman.
Yeah, they're evoking it for sure, even if it's not him.
Yeah. That's a kind of a interesting thing going on. Let's see. Could he be an Easterling? There's a staff in his hand. He's got to be a
But it looks
wizard.
like a guy. The staff looks like a guy with eyes. It's
I know, but it's like red, and you could tell we're not
Yeah,
seeing the whole thing, but he there's like a red crystal in there somewhere. Like I feel like
it's
interesting.
a Sith kyber crystal. That's right. He tortured it till it's red.
Let's see who else we have here. We've got oh,
Which works
there's
because Christopher Lee was a Sith and he was Sorma.
this is the new look of this is gonna be Saruman as his elven
Oh,
form.
Sauron the Salt and
I mean,
Pepper.
sorry,
That's what this one was.
this is Sauron. This is Sauron here,
Yes, I've
but
seen a picture of him. Yeah, the elf.
as I believe as Anatar. I'm not sure how they're going to introduce this elven character. But what's interesting is it's the same actor who played Hallbrand, right?
I don't know about that.
I think it is
It
because
could
they've
be,
just done
but they've
something
really
with
done a lot to make him look.
different, slightly different, but I think it's Hallbrand. And remember, Sauron is the master of
Yes,
disguise.
he is. He is. Yeah. So no, the
So
character can do that. I'm just not sure if they really
it's this,
go for.
I think it's the same actor, and he's going
You
to play
should be
this
able to tell on
character.
IMDb.
No, they don't
Oh,
have
they're
like
being
all
secret.
the
That's good. That's good. They're doing that. I approve. But usually they let
David
that stuff
Tar-
go early.
David Targaryen. There's a
It's not quite white enough. A little whiter, a little more bleach, and you'd be there.
there is like a Matt Smith look though. I agree, Scott. He is giving Targaryen. It's true.
He's having
Joanne agrees
strange
also.
dreams as he sleeps in the castle.
I was so disappointed that Hallbrand was a bad guy. That it's Sauron. Oh, this was such a great. I don't think we could show the trailer, but like
I don't
this
think for
was like a,
Prime, no.
yeah, for Prime. I don't think we're allowed to.
No.
Even though Jeff Bezos is my neighbor and his parents too. Not like my direct neighbor, but he lives in his
I
parents'
don't think Amazon cares what Jeff Bezos says as far as that. But see, yeah,
Here's
that crown, that looks like what goes on Sauron's armor later, doesn't it?
yeah, it's gonna get incorporated
Yeah. I thought that was a
into
really
the
interesting
armor for
thing to have
sure.
already, too.
Yeah, I like this whole thing
She
too.
looks
Look,
badass as always, yeah.
his sword is black, which is pretty cool. That's like a neat thing. Do you see it? It's like chipped or whatever, and she's like, "Shit."
Why are you
Because
bringing crowns into this?
how do you? You know, it's kind of tough. You can't. Galadriel's not in jeopardy, but like it is gonna be like we know she survives all the way till the end of the whole legend, right? Like, but
Well,
it
yeah.
is fun to see these little moments. I think they did a good job of like creating an interesting character that
Oh,
even though
yeah.
you know their fate, like even though the stakes for that character are pretty low, it's cool to see them like involved in things, you know, and like the history of how they became the way they are.
Yeah, the first season she had a different arc. She was so intent on searching out and finding him and all this stuff that, which leads into the Lord of the Rings Galadriel. But I thought they did a great job with that.
Here's another image of the
Elf Party.
L party. I guess they figure him out or something here.
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure what's going.
Or maybe this is when he arrives and they don't know who he is because he's got to appear and they don't know who he is, which is weird if you're an elf because they're like, well,
Yeah.
why weren't you at the elf parties? You're like 10,000 years old.
Who else was good? Oh, Isildur should be coming back too.
Yes,
That'll be good.
we have to have more of that stuff in there too because we're leading to the fall of Numenor eventually.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna see that in the series. Did they say they promised like no matter what that we were gonna get like 6 seasons or something like that?
I don't know if they
Or at least
promised.
5. We'll probably get 5. I think
They
we'll
paid
get
an
5
unbelievable amount of money for these rights, and
for the rights. So maybe it'll even
they've
go
sunk
further.
into this. I can't believe we're ending at season 2 because this is a passion project for Prime. So yeah, we're gonna get a lot of seasons no matter what.
All right. Well, I'm okay with that because like I
No,
feel like we give
yeah, it
up
looks
on
great.
shows too. I feel like we give up on shows too quickly. 5 seasons, Joanne says.
Okay.
That's good. That seems to be the new standard, like the new whatever, kind of like a show that's got
Because
five
they spend
seasons
too
of
much
it.
money on the 8, 10 episodes they have. So
Right. I guess so. But it's worth
there's a
it. There's
happy
some
medium they could try.
there's some spectacular shit that happens on TV nowadays that I'm like, like you can't like like some of these like scenes are like things you
At
thought
first
like
that was
only
true, but
happened in the
after a while
movies.
now, it's kind of all the same because they're all spending a bucket full of money, and so it looks pretty and cinematic. But if everything is pretty and cinematic,
No, it's not just that. It's just some of the things
not
that they
this
can
show.
pull off.
This show's a little different,
Yeah.
but in
Yeah.
general,
But like I think of I think of sorry, Game of Thrones
yeah.
and House of the Dragon as good examples of like where you're seeing stuff that you never could see on TV before.
But
Like
they're
those
already cutting
dragons.
that now because basically that's why House of the Dragon ended early. They had to cut 2 episodes of their planned season.
Yeah, but that has a lot to do with you got to take into account like the strikes and stuff like that. Like I think we're not going to recover from like
I
you
don't think that
know
had to do with the strike. I think that was that particular one.
that
The
I
rest
I
did,
think the
but
strike was so
they
long
were
that it
shooting that
affected.
show somewhere else. It didn't end with the strike. I think they shot that during the strike.
I I heard that the strike just because there was
Most
such a
shows,
shortage
most shows.
of shortage of talent that like it held a lot of projects back, and you have to make some sacrifices. I think it's a combination of a lot of things that are going on, but it'll be good in the long run. So
Yeah,
once the industry catches up, like people will be paid better and like things like that, and hopefully AI won't ever be good because it's not good right now. It's
not for
interesting and
movies.
weird, but it's not good. It's not going to replace an actor anytime
Oh
soon.
God,
Fingers crossed. So we'll see.
we can barely
Joanne
replace
says,
actors with actors.
"I wish Hot D went to Amazon. Why do you think it would be better on Amazon, Joanne? Just curious. Could you imagine how beautiful? Oh, just the answer. The question was answered in the next thing. Yeah, I mean, like, but like, I think it's Lord of the Rings. Sorry, Rings of Power is an exception because they are pouring a lot. It is like some kind of like a love project. I feel like for someone over there at Amazon, maybe Jeff Bezos himself. Scott says, "Hot D has lost me forever. I waited 2 years for that season. Nothing happened, and now they expect me to wait another 2 years. I'm out. You'll be
Well,
watching.
I'm gonna do stuff in between waiting. I'm not just gonna wait. I'm gonna do other
You'll
stuff
be
in between,
watching."
so I'll
But I
be
get what you're
okay.
saying. I get what
I
Scott's
get it,
saying.
but
I get what Scott's saying though, because I was
I
also kind of underwhelmed. I was pretty underwhelmed by the. I was like, "There's got to be more,"
because
and then I
we're
realized, and then I
almost at a
found out
battle,
there
and
was
then that
more.
was what
Yeah,
was gonna be in the last 2 episodes, and then HBO was
yeah,
like, "You don't have to cut your show, but we're not giving you more money." So they were like, "Okay, we'll just do 8 episodes because that way we don't have to
yeah.
cheap out
But
on what we're gonna do."
I didn't
But
realize it's gonna be 2 years. Shit. So 2026
yeah,
before
they
we
wait. It's a
see
long time.
more of it. Yeah. I think you'll soften by then. You'll be like, all right, it's been 2 years.
The actors in Hot D though are so amazing. I'll come back no matter what. I don't care how good the dragons look. I mean, they've been looking great, and the dragon fights are
Hey,
amazing. But man, the performances are just Matt Smith and then
Hati
both the queens. Oh God, so good.
Hati's book. Scott's obviously saying, yeah, the book's been written. What has happened to Game of Thrones? Has George R. R. Martin finished it yet, or not?
No,
Or is
he
it
never
still?
will.
What's going on? Why?
They think he made it so complicated. Okay, he spread out 18 million threads, and now he's got to weave them back in to the final tapestry of the book. And they think he has cold feet because he said pretty much this. He doesn't know how to do it. He's afraid he's going to do it badly.
Oh
So it's not going to happen until he dies. Then they'll pay someone else to do it.
shit! That sucks.
It's unfortunately because how many histories of Westeros has he pumped out since he could have been doing this book?
And what's this
About
show?
4,000 pages worth.
Do you know anything about the show? They're doing a spin-off that's in between. Is there any
They're
info on
trying to
that?
do. There's about 4 or 5 spin-offs in different, variations of. Some of which will come out, some of which won't. But
I was reluctant to watch Hot D season 2. I waited and then kind of half binged it. Like we binged like the first episodes and then watched every week, like after that or whatever.
Oh,
Uh,
the one that they're filming is uh, Duncan and Egg. That is going to be the next spinoff. Duncan Egg. There you go. And I've read at least two or three of those novellas. They're amazing, and that will be good. And those are easier to adapt to because it's smaller scale stuff. Because Egg is Targaryen, but he's a little kid and he shaves his head so no one knows, and he becomes a squire of this knight Dunk, and then they have little small scale adventures without continent wide dragon battles and stuff like that. So it's
oh
a little
look, there's
easier
gonna
to
be
do
an
in the show.
animated show too about the sea snake. That's cool.
Oh, that'd be
Huh.
cool too.
That was since we're in this fantasy genre part right now, but I was really enjoying. I was really upset that what's her name, Princess. Was it not Rhaenyra? Her aunt.
Oh, died. Yeah.
Yeah, I was super upset that she died. But then the sea snake got more interesting after
But
she
she went out
died.
like she would have wanted to, though. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
she went out like
sad,
a
but
badass. It's
yeah,
true.
she's complete dragon riding badass, and
Yeah, yeah. It's
it's
interesting.
sad. It is sad, and she was sort of
Rhaenys.
used, but
Thank you, Aunt
that's
Rhaenys.
all the names are so similar. Oh yeah, it's everything's an Aegon or a Rudda, and man,
Dude, poor freaking Aegon. That's his name, right? Like Burn Boy.
yeah, and it
Burn
all
Boy.
happens because there's too many
Burn baby.
Aegons. Viserys mentions the original Aegon. They
I
think it's
don't
the other
like
Aegon.
I
And
don't like Mini Damon, but I also don't like Aegon, and it is annoying that I don't know what happens. like, is Rhaenyra gonna get the throne? Like, it is kind of annoying, but well, anyways, back to Rings of Power. So from the trailers, it looks like we're going to get. See, this is the thing. Like, this is all building up to Sauron's power, and then
yeah,
King King Elendil. So we already know that's the thing about this. Like, we already know some of these the
yeah.
main characters' destinies, right? But we know
Well, like House of the
Elendil.
Dragon, we know. I mean, even if you don't
Yeah,
know, we know a few hundred years from now what happens.
yeah. I guess it's a very it's interesting, but like it makes sense to connect
You
the
can
two
still make good
because
stories. I don't believe that.
yeah.
Well, I know it doesn't happen, so I can't believe. No, you
It's
can
just
make good
really
stories.
hard though. But so far, season one got my attention. I was like definitely about it. But Elendil, it's got to lead up to that big battle where where they defeat Sauron, and then we get like whatever amount of years of like relatively no problems. Like
Throw it,
just like kind of
throw
like.
it. No. Yeah.
But yeah, a lot of Tolkien kind of purists, as I used to be, or used to consider myself, are not interested in the show or
They're gonna
upset at
be
the show.
mad about everything, no matter what.
But
So
you know, for what this is, I think like for the they're concentrating on the third age or whatever. I can't
yeah.
remember right now. I'm too drunk. But
Well, they're in that weird spot that he didn't actually write on because it's in between
those
Silmarillion
two age, yeah, it's in
and
between there. Oh, they said they are I forgot about this.
Oh
This
yes,
kind of
Yes, he's
Tom
coming.
Bombadil.
There's a
Yeah,
picture
here he
of him.
is. I
They
showed
don't
this
have
on
him
a previous
singing yet.
After
I
Dark.
hope
Yeah,
he's singing. Oh God, he's got to sing.
we talked about this a little bit on another episode of After
Probably.
Dark, I think. But yeah, here he
No,
is.
yeah.
I always thought Jonathan Frakes would make the best
Oh,
Tom
he could.
Bombadil.
He could.
Like, there's just something about him and his personality that
Season 2, Tom grows the beard.
But here's Tom Bombadil. I'm just not sure he needs to be in it. Like, he's not. He's not really a part of anything. Doesn't he only appear in the Fellowship story? Like, that's the only
Yeah,
time
they
he
go and
ever
see him,
appears.
and then he's like, "Oh, look at this ring," and then he sings a song, and then they leave. Oh, I threw my mouse.
He's got to be able to like do things that are like not necessary. I don't know. He's a tough character.
Solos. He's got to sing solos that other characters can't.
But he also represents like a
Oh yeah,
being
this
that
incredible power of old ancient power, a different ancient power, and
some have theorized that he's even Iluvatar himself manifest as
yeah, I've heard that.
a being. So, and then who's gonna play Goldberry? That's what I want to know as well. I think that'd be cool.
I have not heard that. It would
Or
be
is he
something.
even like is she even around Tom at this time? Like what's
Who
Tom
knows? But
what would like
oh,
what
is
would
this
like them
swinging singles Tom Bombadil out on a Friday night
is this the
singing
Tom
his
Bombadil
song?
that like the bumper sticker Tom Bombadil fucks? Like is that like who this is? Like it might be.
Maybe if you're lucky. Again.
Little godlings. He needs to like but also
Oh, I know.
I don't
Sauron tries and is rejected. That's why he goes true evil.
But to me, that's the thing that's kind of scary about the show is that like so far it's been doing a pretty good job of like I think skirting the line of what could be
Yeah.
aligned with the original material slash lore slash canon, if you want to call it that or whatever, you know. So it kind of skirts the line. It's doing a pretty good job. But Tom Bombadil, like, I mean, like, I personally can't think of, I don't know why, but I can't think of a good reason to bring him into this stage.
It's because he's a
Uh,
Lord of the Rings character that wasn't in any of the
I know, but he just
adaptations.
feel right, but he feels like kind of
He felt kind of out
like
of place in Lord of the Rings too.
well, he would feel out of place in the Peter Jackson Lord of the Rings, but
Yes, I mean in the
I
book it's
think
fine, but
yeah, I think if Peter Jackson had put Tom Bombadil in the film though and redefined him, I think that people were so enamored of the overall like production quality of those films. Like
but
all we had were like the
yeah,
Hobbit cartoon and like the
in the Lord of
those
the
like
Rings cartoon, it's pretty
yeah,
good.
that's all we had
The
like
Hobbit cartoon
until
is
those films. Yeah,
that's the definitive. Oh God, I love that. I love that so much.
yeah, it's brilliant. But what I'm saying is there wasn't really a live action
Yeah,
standard. So whatever
but
he
he
would have
was
done with
nervous because it was the first one. He didn't know how it was going to be received.
yeah,
I see why they
yeah,
cut it. I see why they cut it. If he would have been in Return of the King, Jackson would have put him in
but
there.
there's no need for. I mean, like
Well,
Tom
no,
is
there's not a
supposed.
need for him. But you know what I mean? If it would have been later after some success, Jackson would have been like, okay, I can do this. I can do this.
They kind of like get the same point across, I guess, with Galadriel giving the hobbits
Yeah.
respite in Lothlorien and her giving them gifts and stuff like that because she has that kind of like
Hair. Yep.
grace, the same grace as Tom. That's
Yeah.
the word I was looking for. Tom Bombadil like exudes grace, right? Like he's just
Yeah.
like you're just like this guy. I feel totally safe around this person. Like the kind of power they have is invisible, but you're aware of it because just because of
Yeah.
the way you feel around this character. And the hobbits, they feel completely like
Yeah, they act like
yeah,
that for sure.
they act like that. Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see what is. He might be the one who like sets Gandalf right. He might
Could
be
be.
there to like kind of like if he is in fact some kind of like aspect of
Have you
Iluvatar.
tried dressing in gray? And then, oh, it's a good idea.
How about I sing you a song to
Oh,
remind you of who you are? The road. Oh, that would be acceptable. The road
oh,
goes ever on and
if they
on.
took any of
Song.
the songs from the original the
That would be an acceptable thing. See, look, I'm already
those songs
convincing
are
myself.
amazing.
Yeah,
They
it's
really
true.
hit it out of the park with those songs in the animated
Well,
films.
that's in the road goes ever on and on.
Yeah,
That's the poem in
yeah, it is, but it's not.
the
But
yeah.
they made it a song, so they had to add
Yeah,
music
it's
to it.
great.
The lyrics, sure, but
I love the Annie Lennox one for Return
yeah,
of the King, the credit song. I
yeah,
still get
it's good.
misty eyed whenever I hear that one. So yeah. Anyways, so that's our rings of power. I can't talk about Deadpool and Wolverine with you because you haven't seen it, and I can't talk about Alien Romulus anymore with you. But I will ask. Why don't we do what Father likes to do? Why don't you ask me questions, and I'll gauge if you should get spoiled or not.
Okay, was your mind blown by surprise guess in Deadpool and Wolverine?
Yes.
How, did you? Okay, I already know about this character, but how was Cassandra in Deadpool and Wolverine?
Cassandra.
The bald chick?
Oh, I totally forgot about her. She fell flat for me,
Did
and
she?
I thought
Okay.
it was interesting that Xavier has two crazy people. His son is crazy too, right? Like nuts.
In the
And can,
comics, there's so many. Yeah,
like,
I haven't
yeah,
even read them all.
she could have been like she's very good in the beginning of the film, Cassandra. But like towards the end, she just becomes kind of like a mustachio.
Yeah, I can see
Good
that.
night,
Just
Joanne.
from
Sweet
Good Night,
dreams.
Joanne.
That was a good question. All right, next question. I like this.
That was a really good one. I don't know if I can up that one, but
Well, it was just what do you think of Cassandra? And I didn't even know who you're talking about at first.
who?
There's
Oh yeah,
another
that one.
cameo. So, do you
I
know about
know there's a
all the
lot.
cameos? Do you know
I
all the
know about
cameos?
some.
All right, name the cameos you know about, and I'll tell you
Oh,
my
good
opinion on
God!
those cameos.
Just so many different versions, and then
What
I
cameo
know
are you
Gambit's
excited
in
about?
it. I heard Gambit's in it.
Okay, so
I
there's
didn't
a.
see a picture of that though. That was just like, oh, he's in it, but
All right, do you care if I give a
spoil
little
it.
bit of
Spoilers
context?
will
Okay,
make me
so
watch it at this point.
you're kind
I'm
okay.
gonna
I love
watch it
it.
no matter what, but like when I can get around to it. But
So Gambit's played by Channing Tatum, and I
who
understand that
was gonna play him before? That was the big thing.
Channing Tatum's kind of like into it, like he's like really
Yeah,
obsessed with
he's
Gambit.
always talked about it since that failed, and he didn't get to play
Yeah,
him.
yeah. So I didn't think he was a great Gambit because X-Men '97's Gambit is my
Well,
favorite
yeah,
Gambit.
he didn't
So
ride on
now that I
top of
saw that, yeah.
Wolverine and
So
supercharge
now that
him.
I saw that, like, so kudos to Channing Tatum for making your dream come true, but I want like more. I want
Mon
something more like X.
Cherie.
Yeah, I want someone more like someone more like the X-Men '97 version of Gambit. But
It's hard though. Cartoons are they're good.
that being said, it was so cool to finally see in live action the effects kind of his powers
Yeah,
realized.
because we really haven't. Because that was always the thing
Yeah,
when they were gonna do Channing in that whatever I forget even which one it was gonna be at this point, but it doesn't really matter. I was just like, oh, how are they gonna do that? With okay, because in the comic it makes more sense, and then some of them you're like, eh.
I think it's hilarious that Gambit has not gotten a movie yet. He's such an interesting
Yeah, it is
character.
because everyone likes him. He's
Yeah,
always
it's kind of
popular.
weird that he's not had a standalone film or
I think
hasn't been
Wolverine
in
just
live
got so
action
big that
that like
everything
they
else
went
was
in that.
kind of like, eh.
Yeah. So that's one cameo. Do you know about the cameos around Gambit too? Like, do you know the big cameo? No. All right. So
Possibly.
Blade,
Oh, I
Wesley
did hear about Blade. I
Snipes.
did hear about
Okay,
Blade.
Wesley Snipes was awesome coming back as Blade. I
Yes,
thought all of that
because
was
Blade is
fantastic.
wonderful. I
Yeah.
mean, those movies are great.
Yeah.
Blade
And
Two is
then
so good.
and then there's a nice cameo from Chris Evans, but he's not playing
Yes,
Captain
I knew
America.
about
He's
that.
play,
Was
yeah,
that was super old. Everyone know he's
yeah, he's playing the
Flame
Human
On.
Torch. It was really good.
Flame
It
On.
just kind of like was
That was
nice to
rumored
see.
like 2 years ago. I think.
Yeah, well, they pulled it off really. Like he was
Well,
really
no,
good
they
at
should because yeah.
snapping back into that character. What's another cameo? There's so many. By the way, just there's so many.
Well,
The
I
film
heard
has
that, but
probably the most cameos I've ever seen in a movie, but they all make sense. It was done
no,
really
I
well.
see what
Like,
they're
yeah,
doing with the multiverse
yeah,
and
yeah.
it was really smart what they did. They really leaned into what they were given with the TV series, not just what was in Deadpool 1 and 2. And yeah, they really smart ways to pull all this stuff together and then to bring
So,
not erase
so
Logan but still have Wolverine. I mean, that's genius.
the next big Marvel film, which I'm really excited about, is going to be Captain America. Um,
Yeah.
What's the title? The full
Oh, good
title? It's
God.
Cap.
I've seen it 100 times, but
It
uh,
looks the trailer's amazing, but
it is. There was too many of those. I didn't. God, they that
Brave New
D20.
World. That's right.
Yes,
It's
yes.
such a good title that I forgot it.
So much stuff came out of D23. I didn't even get to process all those. I don't think
But
I
okay,
saw all the trailers.
so now that Deadpool basically belongs to the to Disney Marvel now, right? Like
Oh
the
yeah,
characters come home, right?
yeah,
And so have the X-Men.
yeah. They're bringing them all in so they can set
They're all,
up because they're going to
right.
set up the Secret Wars and the whatever they call the next Avengers
So
movie.
Captain America: Brave New World is the first film in this new
Yeah,
saga, right? That's great that they're starting out with a Captain America film
yeah, because
with
those are
this new.
always they're
And what
always
are we
really
now?
good.
Phase 4. This is now Phase 4,
I can't
or
remember if it's
three.
5 or 4.
Oh yeah, no, I think 5. Because
Because
Phase 1.
3 was Endgame, right? And then 4 was sort of like they were trying and it didn't really make sense. And then
That's like 4 is like where they introduce like magic
Eternals and
into,
all this other stuff, and then yeah, the
right,
TV
and the
shows.
Eternals and everything like that. But Phase 4 didn't end well because of the whole
What? It didn't really have
Kang.
an ending,
Right.
but I don't know if Phase 2 really had an ending either. It's sort of just like 'cause Phase 1 sort of made sense. It
Would
ended with the
Loki
first
be the end of
Avengers.
Phase? Loki.
Loki would be a good reason, yeah, to end Phase 4, the series Loki season 2.
Okay, so then yeah, and then this
That'd be a good way to call it.
Captain America Brave New World is going to be the beginning of the next phase. So that's
Yeah,
awesome. I like it.
but
I'm
the
excited.
phases don't really matter. It's just where we're gonna go.
I've been watching all the Captain America movies recently in anticipation of Brave New World, just to kind of like remind me, because
Not for
it
America's ass, but because of.
all of the above.
Oh, okay.
But I'm excited. Although I feel like either they're saving it, but I noticed that very absent uh the Captain America is Bucky. Um,
He's going to be, I believe, in. Well, I don't know. He might be in the movie. Yeah, they're hedgy on that. I noticed, but he's going to
there's
be
another
in
young man.
Thunderbolts, right? Isn't he going to be in Thunderbolts or?
Oh, is that what it is? Okay,
He's in
got
one
it.
of those team ones. I think he's going to be in Thunderbolts with oh, what's his name? The
So the Winter Soldier, or Bucky, rather, I should say.
yeah, he's
Uh,
going to be there with the Russian Captain America guy from Black Widow.
oh yeah, Sebastian Stan is playing Bucky. Oh, great! So he's gonna be
Yeah,
back as
Thunderbolts looks
Bucky.
very interesting.
I don't know
Though,
anything about Thunderbolts, but it's Marvel's Suicide Squad, basically, right?
yeah, and then they have the other guy who is Captain America in the show. What's his name? John. Oh shoot, why can't I remember this? Uh, U.S. agent, whatever his name is. In the comics, he's U.S. agent. And,
Oh, he's so that's where
and we have David
uh
Harbour's Soviet guy, who's super fun. He was so great in Black Widow.
that's cool that the Falcon and the Winter Soldier kind of
Yep.
set all this up.
And then what
That's
is it? It's
interesting.
Ghost from one of the Ant-Man movies, right on the left there. And we have that other woman from Black Widow.
Is there a trailer for this out already?
There was a trailer at D23. I don't know if they released it online though,
Oh,
or if there's
okay.
just like
It's
a
gonna come
crappy
soon,
cam
basically.
version. I haven't looked that one up. I have not caught up on video since STLV. I'm so behind on YouTube.
I feel
Otherwise, I'd
like
be
this
all
has
caught up, but I'm still not caught up.
I feel like this has the potential to be another kind of like Guardians of the Galaxy, but like
Yeah, because
more
like
Earth
all the
based.
characters are great. I mean,
Yeah.
and the actors. I mean, we have Sebastian Stan, we have David Harbour. Uh, they're so great, and then the woman who plays the other Russian woman, whose name I forget. She's absolutely wonderful. I loved her in all that stuff she was in.
In the Black Widow, was she in the Black Widow? Was that
Yeah,
her
she was
you're
in the
talking
Black
about?
Widow in one of the. She was also in
Hmm.
the one of the TV shows.
Very cool.
Why can't I think of the name of the show? The Hawkeye. She was in Hawkeye. Whatever
Oh,
that
I
show is
never
called.
saw the Hawkeye show. I meant
Oh, it's
to.
great. Pizza
I
Dog's in it.
know.
Pizza
No,
Dog.
I know. I have a lot of
Pizza
catching
Dog
up to do.
loves you.
Oh, look, I can't wait. I'm obsessed with Bucky. I think Bucky's my favorite character.
Well, yeah, he's such a good actor, and the character's great. It's yeah.
Who's that guy with the
Is that
yellow
Booster Gold? Maybe I'm not sure who that is. Though it looks like an S.
wild? It says first look trailer. Maybe it's out. Or maybe
Boost.
this was like the. This
I
could
don't
also
remember
be
who it is.
AI, which happens now. We don't know what to trust anymore on the internet. It could be like not a. So wait, have you read the Thunderbolt comics?
I've never read those comics.
Oh,
I
okay.
I I watched a lot of videos where people talked about the comics, but
I wonder if this is one of the comics Fathery has dived into, or Dave. I'll have to ask them. Very cool. Who's that guy in the background?
I don't know. He looks so happy. He looks like a One Piece character, but I'm not sure who that is.
Interesting. Very interesting. So, all right. So, what else about Wolverine and Deadpool? Do you want? Is there something else
I
like that
don't
might
know.
entice you to go see it?
I should go
Like,
see it, but
you should go see it. It's just like
I'm gonna see Alien Romulus first, but then I'm gonna probably try to go see that.
it's just interesting to see like things that like for whatever reason they didn't do in the original like run with these characters. Like for example,
Yeah,
just like seeing Wolverine in the yellow outfit
yeah,
and he puts on the
the canonic
mask,
one.
like that's worth it alone, I think, to just go see it. Because like people were like back in the 90s and
Oh, I
2000s were
remember.
like, yeah, that's not gonna work on screen. It works so fucking good on screen. Like it's not about the outfit at all. It's the it's like the actor, and Hugh Jackman
Yeah.
is just so dialed into
Oh yeah.
Wolverine that like you don't even
Yeah.
question twice. Like there's no adjustment period. Like you don't even like worry the way Hugh Jackman is in this movie. Like every you're just like, yeah, it all of it makes sense. Like every there's not like
He
he's
can roll
able
out
to
of bed and
do.
do it. Yeah.
Yeah, he's perfect. And by the way, there's another Wolverine possibility. Since he's kind of been dissed a little, or so people say. Uh, I don't think so. I think it's okay for Superman not to be, to move on with the actors. But what's his face? Henry Cavill was great as a alternate Wolverine, like another Wolverine character. It was cool. There's also
That's
like
cool.
a short Wolverine, which is
Well, yeah,
really
comic
cool.
accurate, as opposed to actual Henry Cavill.
No, no, I mean there's like an even shorter Wolverine,
Oh, there's
like
another one.
a
Okay.
little person, yeah,
Okay.
Wolverine that makes a cameo, yeah.
Danny DeVito, hopefully.
No, but that would have been great.
Wouldn't that have been awesome?
That would have been totally awesome.
Obviously, he can knock it out of the park.
Excuse me. Well, it's past midnight, Joel, so I can't
It
drink
is.
water.
Oh,
I can't eat
oh no, you'll
food.
multiply. And if
What
you
is it?
eat, oh,
Don't.
good go. Yeah,
What is it?
water
Don't
makes them multiply. Eating them makes them turn into gremlins. I
turn
think.
into gremlins. Yeah. Don't. That's so funny that that's what like Gizmo like has been so disciplined all his life he's never turned into a
I know, but what point in the morning can you eat? Because he wakes up and nudges his
gremlin.
dad. Like, I'm
I think
hungry, and
it's
they're
a
like, oh
sunrise.
no, oh no,
Well,
you can't eat.
how do you that's a
They
great
don't
question because
say.
also midnight where?
I know in Asia or locally, L.A.
I guess midnight. You know, it's magic, so it works in mysterious
It
ways.
does.
Like it just kind of works, so it's like whatever. But yeah, don't eat after midnight. Definitely don't do
I often eat after midnight, but
it.
I'm not turned into Spike.
But I can drink wine, and that's fine.
Oh, there you go. You'll drink no wine before it's time.
Was there any Star Trek news we had to talk about
Not
before we
really
go?
new. Just people. Actually, all I watched this week were STLV recaps. I think.
I mean, I feel like they're giving us a lot of casting for Academy. I feel like
Yeah,
they
they did announce one more student. I think for Academy. He
yes.
looked very young, but I think that was the only real news for that.
He's also a bodybuilder. The dude's jacked.
Yeah, I did.
Like
Yeah, I did look like
if
it.
you go to his like Instagram, I was like, whoa.
Does that mean he's going to play a Klingon or something? I'm not sure.
Oh, I see. That's the
You
other
wouldn't
fun
have
part,
to, but you often think about,
right?
if you're,
We now
well, you
have the
could.
cast, but we don't know what
Yeah, what they're playing, except
species or who or their characters or anything. So it's gonna be interesting to find out that
Giamatti
information.
is probably a Klingon. We know that.
Yeah.
Not confirmed, but they hinted heavily that, because that's
Oh,
what he
okay.
wanted to do. He wanted to come play a Klingon, and they're like,
Ooh.
"Well, we have a show." So
Oh. So what
I
kind
don't
of
think that's been
Klingon?
fully. Well, yeah. Well,
We're
30 seconds.
gonna
We haven't
finally
seen any
see.
30-second ones.
We have not seen 32nd Century
So yeah,
Klingons.
it's open.
What a great way to introduce a potential new look to the Klingons than with a
Yeah, you can.
an actor like Paul
Anything's
Giamatti.
game.
I think that you know what sucks is that the Discovery Klingons would have looked perfect as
In the
32nd
32nd
Century.
century. Yeah,
It's
they
like
would have. Yeah, if they just would have introduced those later, but that
that's
particular time period was just sort of like, it was like, okay.
like I still have I still have accepted the Klingons and have created these great headcanon kind
I'm
of
not mad about it, but
thing. Yeah, I'm not mad about it anymore. I was originally, but I'm not mad about it
I
anymore.
think
Like
the worst thing
I've
is
come
the full face masks in Discovery really stopped the actors from emoting as much. I think
aside from all the
that was the only bad part of all that.
aside from that, it's just that
The
like
look is fine. The look is fine.
it's so close to TOS that like you're hard pressed to understand
Yeah.
after the
Well,
explanation of
there's
the
that whole. Remember
augment.
that whole thing
Yeah,
about genetically
yeah, and the
changed people
augment. Yeah,
they used to interface with the Federation
which
for sure.
also was
Sure.
terrible and like whatever. But yeah, it all works out. It all works out in the end. But it
Yeah.
would have been really cool if you're gonna evolve the Klingons. Like that would have been cool to have that in the 32nd century. But I have a feeling
Yeah.
they're gonna wimp out and go not too far from the favorite look.
Probably.
Uh, and I think that's
Well,
fine
they probably
if they
asked
do that.
Paul Giamatti, like, "What do you want to look at?" Because what a get. So whatever he wants, which is fine. I have no shame in that. But
I can't wait to see what a 32nd century Klingons like their outfits get. Like is he going to be a warrior class? Is he going to be like is he
oh,
a
he's gonna be some kind of
professor?
warrior. But
Is he a professor? Are the Klingons like fully kind of
it would be funny
integrated?
if he taught accounting. But
They don't
I
teach
don't think it's
accounting at
probably
the
going to.
academy. It's not. That's
He could teach Shakespeare. That would work.
there's a
That'd
lot
be
of things
right
that are in
in the
Star Trek.
original Klingon.
I
Everyone
think
come
he'll
on down.
teach some kind of melee class, like a kind of like a fencing or something like that. I have a feeling is what we'll see him do. He'll be some kind
It
of
could be.
warrior if he's a warrior, which I can't, imagine him not being. But
There'll
yeah,
be some aspect of that for sure. How much?
this is gonna be the heaviest hitting show in this new era. Until up until now, we've gotten like relatively un like unseasoned. Like Sonequa Martin Green has become big,
Yeah.
and so is
Oh yeah,
Anson
Holly Hunter
Malt.
and
I
Paul
feel like
Giamatti. This
yeah,
is
but like
heavy.
that's like crazy in the same show. Like
We've never
two
had
of
a
these
show that
big
starts
names,
that heavy.
but then also like big Star Trek names because Robert Picardo. I'm
Yes,
just so
coming back.
excited about that too. It's like there's a lot of great stuff, and of course, as we've pointed out, the 32nd century gives you the ability to
Yeah, pull anyone in the holodeck.
pull anyone in through holography. So yeah. All right, now I
Holography.
feel
That's fun to say.
holography. Yeah, I feel satisfied that we've
Holography.
covered everything, Joel. I think it's time to
Okay.
say goodnight.
Good night,
Unless,
kiddies. Dream of
yeah,
Starfleet Academy.
thank you to the 26 people who've been watching us tonight. Thanks to my friend Scott. It was nice to see you in the chat. Oh my gosh, Ruben comes in
Ruben
at
shows
the
up at the
last.
end. Hi, Ruben.
Yeah, that means he's been there all along. He's been listening
He had
to
a
us
really good
yap.
game tonight. He couldn't say that earlier.
He might listen to us while he plays games. Thanks to
Yeah.
our text message audience who's also around. Very cool. We're not sure we're gonna be back next week. After Dark's kind of up in the air right now, but we'll try.
Yeah,
Go
that's
watch
fine.
these movies. I gotta talk about these movies. I'm like Guinan. I'm always there. Oh, that's sweet. All right. See you later.